I am so excited. Today I'm going to be going over what you can expect for this Scorpio full moon that is happening on the 12th of May 2025. How it will affect you 3 days before the day and 3 days after. Hi, I'm Chica. I've been helping hundreds of souls all across the world for the past 8+ years through teaching them how to heal themselves, holding them in space, and also with my healers training, Earth Dharma. If you are interested in maybe receiving a healing, I have a few spots left before I go and elope and also go on my venture, which I'll share more with you. But besides that, I cannot wait to go over this. So any Scorpios out there, I'm a fellow Scorpio, and yeah, the energy is definitely deep for this full moon. I'm going to talk a little bit more about it. I'm going to talk about what we just went through as a collective the last week, why that upgrade was so important, what you can expect, and the numerology meeting. So if you like all those things, as well as you are someone who wants to learn how to be an empowered healer, you want to learn how to support you on your spiritual journey, you love plant medicine and all the things, you found your home, make sure you follow and subscribe. The first thing I want to talk about this Scorpio full moon and how it will affect us is that we are releasing the relationships that we have been feeling to be a savior or holding space a little too much. What I mean by that is a lot of you that are on here, those of you who are attracted to this video, you've gone through a lot of awakenings, you've gone through a lot of shifts. You have now made the initiation, congratulations, by the other realms and the council union that you are now stepping into being of service. For a lot of you, you have found what your service is. It's very clear. You're now stepping into it. And in the last week, we were being tested on what relationships are starting to be really burdens for us and giving us an opportunity to let go, release them, not being a victim to these relationships. Now, this could be physical relationships with someone. It could be with a practice. It could be with your old self. And this is an opportunity for you to release that and let that go. And that is why for this specific Scorpio full moon that is happening this May, we also have the medicine of the serpent, the snake. And what I love about the totem, the snake, is it really connects us to the root chakra, safety, sense of safetyness. What relationships do and how they support us on our awakening in our highest timeline for our consciousness as this being experiencing this human life is that it teaches us how to shed our skins, let go of what doesn't serve us, give it to the earth, give it to the earth. It brings us back to nurturing those parts of us. It brings us to the deepest parts of us that we hold as willingly. Those thoughts, those beliefs, those negativity, all of those things are purging during this time. So if you're feeling like you're noticing 3 days before the day of and 3 days after during the Scorpio full moon that there's a lot of purging that's happening, that is completely normal. Welcome to the revelation and the big impact of your stepping into your new self, stepping into the version of you that is ready to let go of a lot. And one thing to ask yourself right now is the relationships around me. I want you to ask yourself these 3 questions. 1, is this relationship a relationship I would like to become? 2, is this a relationship that is offering me lessons, growth, expansion? 3, is this a relationship that is developing and teaching me how to clear my soul lessons? If the answer is yes to all or any of these, then this is a relationship that is going to help you step into the quantum leap that you just experienced. And this brings me to the second thing about the Scorpio full moon. What I've seen and been sensing and what's been coming in so clearly is we as a collective, with everything that's going on, you know, from everything from the Pope dying to quotations, Pope passing away to, you know, everything that's happening. I'm in so-called Canada, so down below me, and what's going in this country as well, this country here. And one of the things that I'm noticing and I'm really receiving is we just collapse a really big system. We just collapse a really big shadow of the consciousness. And there's more that is going to ripple and snowball effect in the next months. So the Scorpio full moon, what it offers us as a collective and how it connects to your healing is you are shedding the relationships and you're shedding the timelines that no longer serve us, that create suffering of who we are in our power. When I think of Scorpio Scorpio is rising Phoenix. It is the sign that is very intuitive, very psychic, but also opens the shamanic portal of death and life, right? And through this season, it's really an opportunity for us to let go of the parts of us that are shedding. So some of you may be feeling achy when you wake up. You may be purging. You may feel exhausted, drained. Your sleep is wax, insomnia. If you're experiencing that, you are going through your ascension. Welcome to the results of the solar flares. Welcome to the ascension of the planets and how much their frequency has been heightening. And during the Scorpio full moon, what you can expect is that it's going to maybe give you one last big boost of emotional release related to the big lessons you're meant to learn. One thing to ask yourself is the last week and a half, what are some things or areas in your life where you felt like timelines just completely collapsed? Think about it. When I say timelines have collapsed, things are happening faster, things are landing deeper. You feel like every day you're changing more and more quicker every day in this specific area of your life. This is the result of the collective tower moment that we just experienced and the quantum leap that we did as a collective. And I just want to say that the beings, the council, the ancestors, the Galactic Federation of Light, all of them are literally clapping their hands. They're so proud. And we are finally here to be supported by them. We're finally here to be supported by them. The next thing you need to know about the Scorpio full moon is that this is really a time for us to think about, I want to bring it back to the snake medicine. Now, snake teaches us where we need to shed our skins. And it's already been done this past week, but you're going to get that last part, that last bit. You know, when you've seen a snake been shed and there's that last part of the full skin removing. And it's going to feel uncomfortable because it's going to be feeling like you're in a new skin, right? Like you're in your new self, your new being. You're getting used to what it feels like to be in this new skin and this new air, this new energy, this new frequency. And one of the biggest things that you can do at this time, and I'll talk about this with the numerology meaning of this day, is offer yourself groundingness in your new version of yourself. This is why people lapse when they do shadow work, healing, awakening, go through a spiritual awakening, is because they don't allow it to integrate. Get to know the new version of you. Get to bring that version of you on a date. Get to speak and understand what are the things you like and don't like, right? This is going to make you feel more grounded in the earth. Snake medicine is earth medicine, which is earth my body. Feeling safe for the ascensions you've experienced in your dream time and also on the energetic life as well and what's been going on ripply in this dimension and beyond, right? So now I want to talk about the numerology and then finish up with a few other things I want to share with you. So what I did is I added the day and I give you two numbers. So the day, the month, and the year. So we got number 17 when we add it, and then I'm going to connect it when you make it only a one digit. So 17, this energy is all about responsibility. What is being shown to you during the Scorpio full moon is anything that you have been just pushing on the side, not really reclaiming and just procrastinating. Maybe you're scared, maybe the self-sabotage, maybe there's a version of you that's been coded so deeply all your life. And during the Scorpio full moon, you're being brought here once again. Now, the responsibility you have is choice and alignment and recoding. So this is something I actually talked about with my Earth Dharma students in my healers training, and I'm going to share it with you here. Is the first thing you got to do for this full moon is recognize the old habits, negative beliefs that are coming in the loudest. The next thing you need to know is connect with what version of you is speaking here. The third thing you have to do is then connect with, okay, the version of me that's speaking here, what is the energy that is the opposite of this layer, right? So on the other side, for example, if I'm feeling self-doubt, then the opposite of that is empowerment, confidence, letting that voice recode you in this present time. Because the version of you that is self-doubt and the version of you that is confident is both happening at this time in different dimensions, but still connected to you and your energy in this time. There's no difference. Right? But you choose, and this is why 17, the number 17 for this Scorpio full moon is teaching you have a responsibility to choose the frequency you want to vibrate into the universe to manifest the new quantum upgrades that you've just shifted with, that the whole council, your ancestors, your guides have done. Now it's up to you to integrate that and take the action. So after Scorpio full moon, it's very important to ask yourself, what is the action, the promises? 1 to 3. That's all you got to do. Doesn't have to be 10, doesn't have to be 20. 1 to 3 promises that you're going to give to yourself, that you're going to offer to yourself throughout this ascension, that you're going to gift to your being, to your future self, which is really your present self right now. That all it takes is that. And when you do that, you then bring yourself to the connection, the weaving of 17, which is 8 when you add them together. And 8 is abundance. Everything you manifest, everything you want after the phoenix, after the clearing, after the grieving, all the old versions of you, you are then brought to a new skin like the snake, right? After it's released itself, it's now in this shiny, beautiful skin. And it's, you know, it doesn't feel constricted in this old skin that no longer serves them. They are now in this birthing process that is to be grounded, that is to create, that is to connect with your kundalini, your light force energy. You become the creator of your life. You've now accepted the responsibility. You've now chosen, I'm ready. I'm ready to live this ascension. I'm not going to meditate about it only anymore. I'm not going to just say the affirmations. I'm going to live it, breathe it, be it. And I'm going to make it my responsibility every single day to remind myself of where I am tapping into. This is what the Scorpio full moon is about. Now, I know Scorpio has the energy, being a fellow Scorpio, of being mystical, and it's a very deep shedding process and emotional. But keep yourself in the recoding process. Catch what you receive, the negative thoughts, the lower frequencies with love, transmute it and ask yourself, how are you going to recode it? This is one of the number one reasons why a lot of people go through a spiritual awakening and healing and they feel ungrounded, is because they release it, they do the healing, and they don't fall back into the essence of unconditional love and meet and say, okay, now what? You ever had that when you're doing the healing? Like, now what? This full moon, grandmother moon, is offering us to nurture. And I find it interesting also, grandmother moon above, connecting us to the earth, which the earth connects us to all mothers, all feminine, all sisters, all beings within our feminine essence. We're coming back to nurturing the parts of us that wants to be loved, held, cared for. That's what you are. That's how powerful you are. So allow yourself to really bask into the medicine and the number of 17 and 8. And if you are seeing this, this is a reminder for you during the Scorpio season to lean into that. The last thing is rise and let go. If a lot of you have been feeling like you feel like something's coming, you're ready for your mission. You're ready to step into what is calling. You know that feeling. Put a fire emoji down below. You like feel the drum roll of the universe deep in your bones. And you're like, let's go. Let's go. We've been waiting for this for lifetimes. My ancestors have been cheering me on for lifetimes, and it's time. We're dropping the ball here. We're dropping the mic here. And that really is telling you, whatever relationship is holding you back, and for a lot of you, it is a feminine energy. It might be a mother. It might be a sister. Someone that is judging, you feel, is projecting judgment. And the person you're thinking of right now is the person. Create a healthy boundary, and it's time to walk away. I see you walking away from this, freeing yourself and freeing them. You can't allow them to control you, to how high you fly, how low you go, when you land. And if there's any relationship that is preventing you from rising in the space, ask yourself, what is the lesson I'm learning here? And it's time to leave. It's time to leave. So I hope that this Scorpio full moon ignited the fire within you. Allow the flow of waters to move through, just like the abundance that is coming into your life in this present moment. And ask yourself, how will I recode myself? Write a letter to yourself. Do that on this full moon in Scorpio. Beautiful practice. Write a letter to the version of you that you are aligning with the law of attraction, the law of the universe. When you do that, put that somewhere where you can read it every day. Remind yourself, even beyond the Scorpio full moon. Mark your calendar 6 months from now. You won't even recognize the version of you are. So if you feel like you've really went deep in this and you're like, whoa, Chica, like, I'm in a portal here. I am offering one-on-ones sessions. I have a few left. And if you see this later, then you can also message me to be on the waiting list and hold a spot as well. I'm also offering one-on-one retreats, deep, immersive plant medicine and healing retreats in Spain from July all the way until September. So if you are someone who's interested and wants to come down to the south of Spain and work with me personally in a private deep retreat, small group, or one-on-one, please send me an email, and I'd love to connect with you on a call. And I also have my Healers Earth Dharma training. This program is one of the deepest containers I've ever offered. And if you are someone who's ready to step into your healer, step into an empowered healer, not a healer in the wounded, not the healer in the space of feeling like your gifts can't provide to you, I'm going to offer you over 8+ years of wisdom that I've learned from my ancestors, from my guides, from my elders, and pour it into you in tenfolds for you to step into there and be of service for your community abundantly. So if that's something you're interested in, you want to learn more, send me an email, or you can also apply directly through the website, shikachica.com. I love you so much. Have a beautiful Scorpio full moon. Do the thing, like, subscribe, all the things, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.